To determine the appropriate wire size for a specific distance, several factors need to be considered, including the total current draw, the acceptable voltage drop, and the resulting wire resistance. Here's a step-by-step guide to help calculate the correct wire size. Firstly, calculate the total current draw of the load. In the example given, the load is 8 amps. Secondly, estimate the voltage drop over the distance. A common assumption for residential applications is a 5% voltage drop. Assuming a standard voltage of 120 volts, the voltage drop is calculated as 5% of 120 volts, which equals 6 volts. Thirdly, use Ohm's law to calculate the required wire resistance. Ohm's law states that resistance equals voltage divided by current. In this case, the resistance equals 6 volts divided by 8 amps, resulting in a resistance of 0.75 ohms. Fourthly, consult a wire size table to determine the appropriate American wire gauge or AWG based on the calculated resistance. Wire size tables typically provide resistance values per 1000 feet. Here's an example of a simplified table: resistance in ohms per 1000 feet and the corresponding AWG. For a resistance between 0.7 and 0.1 ohms per 1000 feet, use 12 AWG wire. For a resistance between 0.1 and 0.25 ohms per 1000 feet, use 10 AWG wire. For a resistance between 0.25 and 0.5 ohms per 1000 feet, use 8 AWG wire. For a resistance between 0.5 and 1 ohm per 1000 feet, use 6 AWG wire. And finally, for a resistance between 1 and 2 ohms per 1000 feet, use 4 AWG wire. In the given example, the calculated resistance is 0.75 ohms for a distance of 800 feet. Since the table provides resistance per 1000 feet, we need to adjust the calculated resistance accordingly. To find the equivalent resistance per 1000 feet, we can set up a proportion resistance for 800 feet divided by 800 feet is equal to resistance for 1000 feet divided by 1000 feet. Solving for the resistance for 1000 feet gives us resistance for 1000 feet equals 0.75 ohms multiplied by 1000 feet divided by 800 feet, which equals 0.9375 ohms. Based on the table, a resistance of 0.9375 ohms per 1000 feet corresponds to a 6 AWG wire. It's crucial to understand the importance of voltage drop in electrical circuits, especially over long distances. Excessive voltage drop can lead to several problems. Firstly, reduced performance of electrical equipment. Appliances and devices may not operate efficiently or at all if the voltage supplied is significantly lower than their rated voltage. Secondly, overheating of wires. Increased current flow due to voltage drop can cause wires to overheat, potentially leading to insulation damage and fire hazards. Thirdly, inaccurate readings from sensitive electronic equipment. Voltage drop can affect the accuracy of measurements and control signals in electronic systems. To mitigate voltage drop, several strategies can be employed. Firstly, use larger wire sizes. Increasing the wire gauge reduces the resistance per unit length, thereby minimizing voltage drop. Secondly, reduce the length of the wire run. Shorter wire runs result in lower overall resistance and voltage drop. Thirdly, increase the supply voltage. Higher supply voltages can tolerate a larger voltage drop while still providing adequate voltage to the load. Fourthly, use multiple parallel conductors. Splitting the current among multiple conductors reduces the current in each conductor, thereby reducing voltage drop. In addition to the simplified method described, more precise calculations can be performed using specific formulas and wire specifications. The voltage drop formula is voltage drop equals 2 multiplied by the length of the wire and feet multiplied by the current in amps multiplied by the resistance per foot of the wire. This formula takes into account the specific resistance of the wire material, which varies depending on the type of wire such as copper or aluminum. Wire resistance charts provide detailed information on the resistance per foot for different wire gauges and materials. These charts can be found in electrical handbooks and online resources. When selecting wire size, it's essential to consider the ampacity of the wire. Ampacity is the maximum current a conductor can carry continuously without exceeding its temperature rating. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides tables specifying the ampacity of different wire sizes and insulation types. For example, NEC Table 310.15b16 lists the allowable ampacities for insulated conductors rated up to 600 volts. It's important to note that ampacity is affected by several factors, including the ambient temperature, the number of conductors in a raceway or cable, and the type of insulation. Correction factors and adjustment factors are used to direct the ampacity of conductors under specific conditions. For example, if the ambient temperature exceeds 30 degrees Celsius, a temperature correction factor is applied to reduce the ampacity. Similarly, if multiple conductors are bundled together in a raceway, an adjustment factor is applied to account for the increased heat generated. Proper grounding is another critical aspect of electrical wiring. Grounding provides a low impedance path for fault currents, helping to protect against electric shock and equipment damage. Grounding conductors must be sized according to NEC Table 250.122, which specifies the minimum size of equipment grounding conductors based on the rating of the overcurrent protector device. In addition to grounding, overcurrent protection is essential for preventing damage from excessive current flow. Overcurrent protective devices such as circuit breakers and fuses are designed to interrupt the circuit when the current exceeds a predetermined level. The size of the overcurrent protective device must be matched to the ampacity of the wire. The NEC specifies the maximum allowable overcurrent protection for different wire sizes. When running wires through walls, floors, or ceilings, it's important to follow NEC guidelines for proper installation. Wires must be protected from physical damage by using conduit, tubing, or other approved methods. The NEC also specifies minimum spacing requirements for wires and cables to prevent overheating and ensure proper ventilation. For example, NEC Section 300.4d requires that cables and raceways be installed at least 1.25 inches from the nearest edge of wood members when penetrating framing members. In commercial and industrial applications, three-phase power systems are commonly used. Three-phase systems provide several advantages over single-phase systems, including higher power capacity, smoother motor operation, and reduced harmonic distortion. When sizing wires for three-phase circuits, it's important to consider the phase-to-phase voltage and the line current. The voltage drop formula for three-phase circuits is slightly different from the formula for single-phase circuits. The voltage drop in a three-phase circuit is equal to the square root of 3 multiplied by the length of the wire in feet multiplied by the current in amps multiplied by the resistance per foot of the wire. In addition to voltage drop and ampacity, other factors may influence the choice of wire size, such as mechanical strength, corrosion resistance, and flexibility. For example, in applications where wires are subject to vibration or flexing, stranded wire is preferred over solid wire due to its greater flexibility. Similarly, in corrosive environments, wires with special insulation or coatings may be required to protect against corrosion. When working with electrical wiring, it's essential to follow all applicable safety precautions. Always to energize the circuit before working on any electrical components. Use insulated tools and wear appropriate personal protective equipment, such as gloves and safety glasses. If you're not comfortable working with electricity, it's best to hire a qualified electrician. The information provided here is for general guidance only and should not be considered a substitute for professional electrical advice. Always consult with a qualified electrician before making any electrical installations or modifications. Remember, electrical safety is paramount. Always prioritize safety and follow all applicable codes and regulations. Choosing the correct wire size is crucial for ensuring the safe and efficient operation of electrical systems. By following the steps outlined in this guide and consulting with a qualified electrician, you can select the appropriate wire size for your specific application. Proper wire sizing prevents voltage drop, overheating, and other potential problems, ensuring a reliable and safe electrical system. Understanding the principles of voltage drop, ampacity, and grounding is essential for anyone working with electrical wiring. By applying these principles and following best practices, you can create electrical systems that are both safe and efficient. Remember to always consult with a qualified electrician if you have any questions or concerns about electrical wiring. In summary, calculating the correct wire size involves several steps. Firstly, determine the total current draw of the load. Secondly, estimate the acceptable voltage drop based on the application and distance. Thirdly, use Ohm's law to calculate the required wire resistance. Fourthly, consult a wire size table to determine the appropriate AWG based on the calculated resistance, and consider factors such as ampacity, ambient temperature, and the number of conductors in a raceway. By following these steps and adhering to all applicable codes and regulations, you can ensure the safe and efficient operation of your electrical systems.